I was just talking to Charlie Sheen again during the break. A lot of crazy stuff going on behind the scenes. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, he's going to be on with us covering a host of big developments and issues, so stay with us for that. In fact, cue up that piece of trash from Fox News. Cue him up. I mean, talk about a slimy guy misrepresenting what Charlie Sheen said. Charlie is bringing up the commissioner members, 6 of the 10, saying the official story is a lie, a fraud, and a cover-up. Charlie's bringing up Sybil Edmonds, the FBI translator, coming out and saying bin Laden and al-Qaeda were working for the U.S. government up until the day of 9/11. She testified secretly to Congress on that. Charlie's bringing up all these real issues, and he is being demonized like I have never seen. And then these cowards, like John McCain's daughter, she goes on The View and demonizes him, and then Charlie directly challenges her. And we directly challenged her and emailed her and say, fine, you come out, name the place and time live to debate Charlie, and they won't do it. Just absolutely amazing to see them do that type of stuff. If you want that video, it's actually on YouTube. But yeah, here is that program. Greg Gutfield. And I will let you know, old Greg Gutfield's really asking for the lawyers to take the gloves off. I'll tell you that. Because this is libel and slander. And if it's done with malice aforethought to cause harm to somebody, you got a big problem. Totally distorting what Charlie has had to say. Absolutely distorting the reality of it. Charlie makes tens of millions of dollars a year. He has a lot to lose doing this. He did this because he can't let the continual lie of 9/11 just keep going on. And you can't just call us names and demonize us and have it go away. Let's go ahead and play it. Here it is.
So Charlie Sheen has penned a fictitious conversation with President Obama regarding the 9/11 attack. See, the star of Scary Movie 3 and Scary Movie 4 believes that Bush Cheney planned it all and feels Obama should investigate it immediately in an effort to answer a, quote, bottomless warren of unanswered questions. Bottomless. Now, never mind how repulsive this is to anyone personally affected by the terror attack. Sheen is just awesome for revealing what makes a conspiracy theorist so pathetic.
Notice he misrepresents what Sheen has said. Sheen's saying, I have questions. This needs to be investigated. Then he says Sheen is hurting the families. And that's the slander and libel right there in the defamation. This was also put out in text, so it's libel. Implying that it's hurting the families. Saying Charlie Sheen is hurting families when the majority of the families are on record saying they believe 9/11 is an inside job. This guy misrepresents the families and says Charlie is hurting them. Charlie is hurting the families. And then he tries to imply like Charlie Sheen's got this big head because he writes in the piece, the president likes 2.5 men. Charlie was writing that saying, well, let's write this like me and the president are being friendly. And, make the president look cool. Was it to make Charlie look big? But here's the distortion.
Bottomless. Now, never mind how repulsive this is to anyone personally affected by the terror attack. Sheen is just awesome for revealing what makes a conspiracy theorist.
How repulsive it is to anyone. See, this guy's representing everyone who was attacked, doesn't like Sheen, and Sheen's basically with the terrorists now. This little slimeball thinks he's smart reading off that teleprompter what was written up for him by PSYOPs. Like he's cute. It's fun to manipulate his audience. What a deceiver. Back to it.
First, the egomania. In this open letter he wrote, he writes that the president admits liking 2.5 men. And here I thought Martin was the crazy one in the family. Second, there's the mental masturbation. I apologize for using that word. But when it comes to truth or obsession, the questioning will always be, as Sheen says, bottomless.
It is bottomless when you look at all the evidence. You called us conspiracy theorists that Gulf of Tonkin wasn't staged, now declassified. Now declassified, the CIA was involved with Kennedy, and the head shooter's gone public. In Rolling Stone and on this radio show with the audio tape and video. E. Howard Hunt. We now know Cheney did lie about WMDs. We now know Cheney wanted to bomb our own ships and blame it on foreign governments. Even the Daily Mail in England is saying they think this new Al-Qaeda tape, bin Laden tape, is fake. Even conservative publications. He's just so sniveling and cowardly. Go back to him.
It's an endless bag of Doritos, except instead of chips, you get comebacks like, oh, that's what they want you to think, and open your eyes, dude. It'd be funny if it wasn't so sad. And my favorite, the contradictions. Sheen claims that 9/11 was the pretext for systematic dismantling of our Constitution. He says this without realizing that since 9/11, not a single person has shut him up. His relentless babble has done more to prove there's no cover-up than anything ever. Damn, I wish the government would silence him or at least give him a better haircut suited for a middle-aged man. It's strange, I tell you. But look, I love Sheen because he's a man unencumbered by self-awareness. Think about it. He's the world's most clueless, druggy, gambling-addicted whore banger, and he thinks he's uncovered a conspiracy and that we should all believe him. How cute is that? And if you disagree with me, then you're probably a racist.
So he just threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at people. They've introduced bills that have passed the House to ban free speech. They've reintroduced the fairness doctrine. They're trying to implement it. The diversity chief on tape said he wants Venezuelan-type controls. They are on the verge of passing the Cybersecurity Act that in the New York Times, they admit, will, quote, have a kindler, gentler internet with government gatekeepers. Charlie Sheen, behind the scenes, is under all sorts of heat to shut up. You may hear about that soon here on the air. Mark Cuban, the New York Times now admits, had the White House email him and call him, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and say, if you don't shut up and not make that loose change Final Cut film, we're going to indict you for something. And a year later, they did it. Cuban used the email and the phone call to defeat the phony case. You understand? This guy's making jokes about how our free speech isn't under attack when it publicly is. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and talk to Stephen in Mexico City. Stephen, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, Alex. Wow. Greetings from Mexico. You're our lifeline of truth here, huh, for Wi-Fi radio.
Well, God bless you, sir. Thanks for tuning in. What's on your mind?
Listen, I just want to give you some quick bullets of what's going on down here that affects you and concerns you. There's a commercial here for a local cable company that's going to do a showing of The Dark Knight this week, and it comes from Buenos Aires in Argentina, and it's a Sony channel. And they show vignettes, quick stills of the movie, etc. And one of the stills is Obama Joker.
Really?
Yeah, really. And I looked at it several times to make sure. It definitely is. It comes on for like a half a second, but it's there. It's really bizarre.
Well, that Obama Joker is now extremely iconic.
Well, let me tell you, down here it is, especially, you should know, in the National University community, UNAM. That is the center of the of the activity here, with posters, and they screen your films too.
So in Mexico City, they're showing my documentaries.
Oh, yeah, at the university, and it's free showing, so nobody's making money on it.
That's good. I'm glad. No, I want
a real cult following, among the poli-sci kids, politics kids, and all of that. Another bullet. As far as Boy Scouts, somebody relayed to me that they're asking kids very discreetly if they've seen firearms in the houses of their parents.
I forgot that part. That's going on here in the U.S. as well. They're asking Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, the schools, the pediatricians ask. And this father calls in and says, what's wrong with Homeland Security working with my Girl Scout? He just doesn't understand.
None whatsoever. It's acclamation. It's history. History. Read about the Hitler Youth. You understand what's happening there. It's very clear.
So you're saying in Mexico, though, they've got the Boy Scouts and stuff spying on people?
Absolutely. And here, things are a little bit softer here, less of an edge. And it's just a discreet question. One kid told his dad, and that's it. They yanked him out of there. I mean, people do know what that is. People are very sensitive to that kind of stuff here.
Yeah, I will say that in Latin America, where I've traveled quite a bit, people know not to trust the government. I mean, Americans are just so gullible. And we used to be some of the most untrusting of government. Now we're starting to lose that trust, thank God. But at the same time, I mean, the government wanting anything from your kids is bad.